A lot of people try to get that reverse K look. They try to get that not from simply just shifting the hips. They get it from too wide can produce too much slide. Too wide restricts the hips from really turning. Narrow can help the hips turn, but at the same time, it's hard to get your upper body behind the golf ball. So outsides of feet, outsides of shoulders, insides of feet, outsides of shoulders for a wood, for an iron. Middle feet to the outsides of shoulders. Not only are we going to get the ball where it is, but we're gonna widen the stance and bump the hips.
Yep.
You're getting behind it in your setup because you know your head's supposed to be behind it. Here's your tilt right now. You're doing it with your upper body,
yeah,
not your lower body. And this is big for our viewer too. This is why this is gonna be a great lesson for you and the viewer. A lot of people try to get that reverse K look. For a lefty, it's an actual K, but for the righty, reverse K, they try to get that not from simply just shifting the hips. They get it from, well, hold on, I'm supposed to have my head behind the ball. And now all of a sudden the weight's here. Do you see how, this is an 8-iron. Look at the width of stance. Look at the separation between the center of body and the golf ball. You know what I mean? And you look at, even though your ball's forward, you're putting yourself in a place to where relative to your feet, the ball's got to be way forward. Relative to the center of the body, it's not that far forward. Right now, we're narrow. And the problem with a too narrow of a stance, well, let's go both ways. Too wide can produce too much slide. Too wide restricts the hips from really turning. Narrow can help the hips turn, but at the same time, it's hard to get your upper body behind the golf ball because it's right there. So even if I put off my left heel, it's right here. So here's the big thing. A little width will allow you to then bump your hips and get a more definitive brace, which will brace your lower body better and post up your lead leg. That'll structure the lower body better. When you get a little bit of this going, that's where you're if you get back here, what do you have to do? You got to lean into it and get on your left side. And that's already a flaw that we've had in the past.
Totally.
And you have no definitive post and brace. See the knee kind of buckle out a little bit, the weight gets to the outside of that foot, you kind of shift off your left side.
Swaying.
So you're trying to get behind it because you're not behind it to start with. If I draw this brace, and this is what I want Brady to look like a little bit more here. Okay, see the brace there, guys? But not only that, he didn't move far off his left side, so he's gonna be able to really rotate and cover it. Boom. A little wider stance, you need a more definitive brace with the lower body. Turn more in place, which will actually be more behind the ball because the width of stance will give you more separation from your middle of your body to your ball. Does that make sense?
It does.
So here's my list for you. We're just gonna take the stance from being here with the ball right here to being about an inch wider and then move the ball another ½ inch to an inch forward.
Okay.
Simply to shift the hips.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the brace, upper body's gonna be behind it, no problem. Because you have more angle here, you're gonna be able just to turn rather than get to the outside. We have these rules for width of stance, right? Wedges, outsides of feet to outsides of shoulders. Okay. Outsides of feet, outsides of shoulders. Insides of feet, outsides of shoulders for a wood, for an iron. Middle feet to the outsides of shoulders. But wait guys, there's a iron, there's a 9-iron, and then there's like 3 irons. Right? So hold on. If this is my 9-iron and that falls into the category of that, I would say, 9, 8, 7, yeah, probably right about middle of feet, outsides of shoulders. You get to like 6, 5, 4, you can get that thing a little wider. I'm not the same width with a 6-iron as I am with a 9-iron. I'm progressively, I would just tell you, wedges, 7, driver is my rule of here, here, here. Now, we can modify that, especially with the irons. Those are the ones that a pitching wedge 9-iron can be closer to a wedge. An 8-iron, 7-iron probably gonna be right on middle feet, outside shoulders. You get to 6, 5, 4, especially 5, 4, you're a little wider, okay? And that's where you're gonna get that ball a little bit more ahead of your body's center, the top of that pendulum, right? And it's gonna buy that club more time to square up and get in front of you. Same feeling though, longer the club, more oftentimes you have to feel your arms and hands accelerate because of the length of the golf club. And here's what I want from Brady. He's gonna have a little more definitive angle in this leg right here. When he turns to the top, I wanna see that angle the exact same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're gonna keep your right knee on the inside of your right foot all the way to the top and keep that right elbow in front of you. And start hitting it on line. That was pretty right there, dude. That was a really good swing.
Like it.
So check us out, stay right there. See, the ball now is more up in front of him here, kind of more where a logo on his shirt would be, which is where, you know, a 7-iron, 6-iron should be. You can see his upper body's behind it. He's got more of a brace there. There we go. That was better. Yeah, so when our better players, you guys, hit cuts, one thing we don't want start right cuts. I mean, that's not the goal, right? You want to start that ball, obviously, you know, down the line of your feet and down the line of where you're aiming, but hopefully that's a little left of your target when the ball's bleeding back to the right towards the target. Okay, start. Yeah, when they start a little right, it's okay to have a little bit of a push every once in a while as a miss, because that's better than the double cross and the one that goes left, but our better players, when they're grooving it, that ball starts down the line of their feet and bleeds back to the target.
All right, so 1 inch, 1 inch.
Yeah, and then get that ball a little bit more forward because of the fact that you're a little wider now. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Great setup right there. At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.